My name's Holly Riley. I'm very excited to meet everybody. Super excited to be with Globallee. My story is a little bit different from everyone else. I don't have years and years of network marketing experience. I'm a science teacher in Georgia. Kind of stumbled into network marketing about 15 months ago. Actually, I was a product person. I found a product, I liked it, I went with it, and built a pretty good following. Built a pretty good business out of that. I was drawn to Globallee though because of Mark's integrity, Mark's history of product formulation. Once I learned a little bit more about him and I got to talk to him and meet with him, went to corporate, met with the CFO, knew that this company is going to win and it's going to get to the top. I knew I was completely sold. I was totally in head first. I love that we're all about teamwork, and though even though we're all here on some different legs and we're all here representing different teams all over the place, we're still right here together on this meeting and we're helping each other out. And that's exactly what this is all about. It just totally seals the deal for me. My product story is kind of interesting. I started Taka on March 1st, and my first week I broke out in a rash, and I was like, oh my gosh, my face has never been so red in my life. It tasted like flowers. I was going to the bathroom a lot, and I was like, I'm a teacher. I can't be running to the bathroom to pee every 5 seconds. What is going on? Let me figure this out. So I dove into the ingredients. In that first week, I lost 10 pounds. So I was like, something's up, something's going on. Let me look at this. And that's when I pulled out my files that I keep in my brain, all the questions that I ask. I just store it all up there. And I just started research and trying to figure out what could be in Taka that was making me have this reaction. And I knew that if I just stuck with it, that it would probably go away. And that's exactly what happened. Within the first week, I had this super red face. I felt good. I just didn't look so wonderful, but it did go away. So after that first week, I realized that was just a detox process. So the first thing that I looked up were all the antioxidants that were in it. And so with the superfoods like pomegranates and blueberries, the goji juice, the acai, all these things that detox your body and get rid of those free radicals that are stressors from your environment. They come internally when you're stressed. All those things that affect your cellular health have to be detoxed. And when they come out, they're going to come out through your skin because that's the largest organ of your body. So for me, I figured out that that's all that was happening. I kept going with it. Since then, I've lost 31 pounds now since March 1st. So I've stuck with it. I incorporated the intermittent fasting. I've done all the things, and all the people that are coming to me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I lead in with, this is not a miracle product. This is not going to do the work for you. This is a tool. It's going to allow you to stay energized. It's going to detox your cells. It's going to give you the fuel, the superfoods, and the energy that you need to push through while you fast, and then to make better choices when you're not fasting. So I keep getting asked lots of questions about the ingredients, and I'm constantly digging back in, trying to find things. So I just wanted to share with you guys the little teeny tiny nuggets of information that I have on each of the ingredients. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about every single one of them, but I do want to hit on a few that I really like and I think that have been beneficial for me. I'm not a doctor, so this is all just straight from research, but the chicory root is one that I had to do a lot of information searching on because I wasn't very familiar with it. But what I had found is that it's a low carb fiber. It definitely promotes the immunity. I'm a teacher. I've not even had a cold, a sniffle, sneezes. I've had nothing since I started this. So that's a really big deal for me, especially with the pollen here in Georgia. It's been crazy this year. The sky has looked yellow and I've not had any allergy issues whatsoever. So I totally believe in the immunity boosting and the antioxidant power that we're finding with these ingredients. The others that I thought were super interesting, the L-arginine, the amino acid, this is going to help with high blood pressure. It's going to help with inflammation, and it reduces recovery time. So for me, I'm not an exerciser. I would pretty much rather eat straight out of a litter box than exercise at all. I do not like exercise. I don't even like to go for a walk. I was just a lazy person. Even though I played sports in school, and I played golf actually in college, and I still didn't want to exercise. I did not want to work out. What I have found is that I have started wanting to exercise. And when I do exercise, I don't feel sore. I don't feel tired. I don't need to go straight to bed. I don't need to run to the refrigerator and ruin it all with a Big Mac. I feel good, and that's what matters to me. And I really think that amino acid is having a really large role in that, where I have a reduced recovery time and I don't feel miserable, and I still can be present in the lives of my family, even after I almost die 3 times during a workout. So the next one is the fucoid algae. This is one that I got to really dig into. It was super interesting to me. This is a natural component of brown seaweed. There are actual scientific documents out there, journals, that show that it has documented anti-tumor properties, and it actually eradicates cancer cells. So this is being used in conjunction with chemotherapy, and it is really having some good benefits, and that's documented out there in scientific journals, and I'm super excited about that. Everyone knows somebody with cancer. Everyone knows somebody who has been impacted by cancer, and so that was a big one for me, and I really like reading that. The aloe vera, we know this is nature's miracle plant. We know that all the things that it can do for your skin and all the things that it can do with your health. People are drinking this straight off the shelf these days. And I've read up on it. I see that it does have some awesome energy pieces, but it also helps to fight stress, the stressors coming from the environment, and also works in conjunction with those B vitamins. The rhodiola increases energy, it increases strength, it increases endurance. So that's another thing that I'm loving, because as I've incorporated the Eterno, I'm still chugging Taka all day long. I drink 3 a day right now. I'm trying to pace myself because I crave it all day long. But I love the rhodiola. I think that is a huge ingredient for us, and that it's definitely going to help our bodies. It's an adaptogen. So what that means is it helps your body to adapt and fight off and resist the stressors in your environment. So even though something from external, like the sun or dust and allergens or stress at work and all these things that can ruin your body because of the stress on your cells, it helps you to adapt. It helps you to resist that. The next one that I love is the turmeric. Turmeric has been shown to prevent Alzheimer's. It's used to prevent cancer. It's used to prevent heart disease. It is a huge, huge, huge anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. In fact, people take this to help reduce arthritis symptoms. So that's a huge one. I think we're going to see lots of benefits coming out of that ingredient as well. And then my personal favorite is the Chromium Compound. It's one of the last ingredients listed on the ingredient list. But if you tuned in with Mark a few nights ago where he talked about this, and he said, if you know anybody who's drinking this and they suddenly have weight loss, it's going to be due to that chromium compound. So I dug into that to see what he was talking about and kind of put it into, as the teacher in me, I take it from a scientific point of view and put it into layman's terms. But basically, anytime you eat sugars, anytime you eat carbs, these things are going to trigger insulin to be released in your body. Insulin has been shown to prevent people from being able to lose weight. So if you eat the sugars and you eat the carbs and that insulin level rises, you're not going to be able to lose weight as well as if you just kept your insulin levels low. Well, what this chromium compound does is it actually works with your body to bring down those blood sugar levels. It reduces the insulin. So if you can keep your insulin levels low by A, not eating the carbs and sugar, B, drinking the Taka with the chromium compound that's going to bring that down, you're going to see some major benefits over the long term. This chromium, the type of chromium that we have, is actually being used in a lot of diabetes treatments for type 2 diabetes. So it's being used kind of as an adjunct. So it's being they're still having to use the insulin in some cases, but this chromium compound also works in conjunction with that, and they're having really good results with that. But the main thing is you're not going to lose weight if you have spiked insulin levels all the time. So if you are fasting, it's super important to make sure that when you break your fast, it's not with birthday cake, because you're going to have an insane spike in insulin. So if you do screw up, which I do, I mean, I had eggs for dinner the other night, and that was okay, except for they were Cadbury eggs and not the kind from a chicken. And so the next day I was like, or even that night actually, because the caffeine dose is very low for me. I'm not weak with caffeine. I drank one after that and it was perfectly fine. So I'm really excited about it. And I'll be honest with you, at first when I came on, I was like, Taka, big deal. It's not a big deal, but you know what? This is a startup company and I believe in that. And I know that if we can get in front of this and get ahead of the wave, all the ships are going to rise when the tide comes in. So yeah, I'm buying in. So Taka wasn't really a huge thing for me until I got going on it. And now here I am 31 pounds later and I'm like, everybody drink Taka. So then I got super excited when we started the Eterno. We started, like April 5th, I think is when my pictures are from. I read the ingredients in Eterno and I was super nervous about starting it at first, because I won't lie, when Nick and Sheena and all my friends were like, yeah, well, it's going to increase HGH. I was like, I don't exercise. I don't want to look like the Hulk if I do exercise. I care nothing about HGH. So then that kind of put the responsibility on me to figure out, well, why would I want to increase my HGH? And since then, you know, obviously I've figured out that I don't want wrinkles. I don't want all this loose, saggy skin. I've lost in my lifetime a considerable amount of weight. A few years ago, my starting weight was 232 pounds. So I now weigh 157. So I have loose skin already, and I want to prevent any more from coming on board. Gravity is no fun. I turned 32 and gravity kind of took over. So here I am. I'm going to use my own HGH. I'm super excited about it to prevent aging and also kind of undo some of the damage that I've already done. So if you've read through the white papers, which I did, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I broke them down and highlighted and took notes, and Nick has like 4 pages of things that I asked about and wanted to know about. And I'm super thankful for him and being patient. And I know Mark McKnight's probably like, oh, Holly Riley again. She has more questions. Just tell her to shut up. But I've been excited about it, and we're having some really, really good results with it. When I broke down the white paper, I found that the best things to do to increase your HGH naturally is to increase your sleep, exercise regularly, keep your insulin levels low. The only one of those that I'm good at is getting sleep. I love sleep. I wasn't exercising regularly, and I was having Cadbury eggs for dinner. So, you know, my insulin levels weren't very low. Weren't very low. So I knew that I needed to put in some work with this too. It's not going to be a miracle. So I watched Dr. Oz. I don't know if any of you are Dr. Oz people, but this thing, I follow him. And one of the things he posted about to increase your own HGH naturally are the same things that we have here with Eterno. Get a deep sleep, take amino acids, and exercise. So for me, as someone who is not super out there with exercise, I knew that if I went ahead and got the good sleep, and I went ahead and took this amino acid, the L-arginine, which is also in Taka and Eterno, then maybe I could talk myself into starting some exercise. And it has worked out that way. Small increments, little pieces that are going to build and snowball on each other. But let's talk about this perfect storm. We really, really, really do have the best thing in Eterno. The best blend absolutely is out there. We meet all of the recommendations by Dr. Oz. The deep sleep is going to come from the GABA and the melatonin in those capsules that you take at nighttime. If you broke down the white paper, you'll see that GABA was scientifically shown to increase your resting IGF-1, which is the measure in your blood of your human growth hormone, by 200 to 400%. And when we mean resting IGF-1, that means like if you've done no exercise, you're just waking up right there you are, dead rest. You take this GABA, it's going to increase your blood levels by 200 to 400%. That's insane. The amino acids are the L-arginine, which is one of the things that Dr. Oz highly recommends. It increases the IGF-1, resting IGF-1 by at least 100%. So it's going to actually double your own growth hormone just by adding that amino acid. If you add exercise in with that, it increases it up to 200%, which is a huge, huge increase. These ingredients combined with the ZMA, which is the zinc magnesium blend that we have in Eterno, you're looking at huge increases in your own HGH. So after you get that good night's sleep, you apply the cream. It keeps that going throughout the day. At nighttime, you take the capsule and you can keep that cycle going. The ZMA alone, the zinc magnesium blend, has been shown to increase resting IGF-1 levels by 25% and testosterone levels by 53%. My husband is not here, so I can say this. When he turned 30, I could immediately tell just by his attitude and the way he carried himself and his lack of wanting to get out and do stuff that his testosterone was waning. And since he's been on Eterno, that has been the biggest improvement for him. Is he feels good. He's outside in the yard playing with the kids. He's playing in a golf tournament today. These are all things that he hasn't done in a year or so because he won't go to the doctor and be blood tested and find out what his levels are, but I can just tell that he feels better, he's acting better, he's in a better mood, and all of these things are completely due to Eterno because he's changed nothing else. I promise you, he is not ever going to eat a better diet. He is not going to drink 4 or 5 takas a day like I am. For me, the biggest thing with Eterno is I wake up in the mornings and I kind of have this desire to exercise, which is really bizarre. I worked out at 6 o'clock this morning on a Saturday. And if you know any teachers in your life, Saturdays are kind of like golden to us. The last thing I would normally be found doing on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m. is exercising. But I did right there in the bedroom, had my little beach body workout video going. So I think I'm going to stick with that. And I took some pictures this morning right before I worked out. And my biggest thing is don't ever take pictures from the front, take them from the back, because back fat don't lie. And my comparison pictures just from April 5th to April 27th it's very visible. And, I encourage people to keep going. You're not going to feel immediate differences with Eterno. This is a hormonal shift, and it's going to take time for those hormones to build over months. So in that first month, if you're anything like me, you're going to start having vivid dreams. My dreams are now, instead of little pieces, it's like a full-on color movie. I can remember them from beginning to end. I'm in a good deep sleep at night. I remember them the next day. And then my skin is improving. So like I used to have this number 11 between my eyes, like 2 creases from where I'm like all the time at my students, and that's going away. It's almost completely gone. So for me, it's been a huge skin thing. It's given me this will to work out and this drive to work out. And I'm really excited about these future benefits that we're going to see with it. I know that vision should improve and libido should improve and hair and all kinds of stuff is going to get better with the cell regeneration, because that's basically what HGH does. It rejuvenates your cells, brings them back to life. It keeps you going and keeps you young. So that's all that I have. I'm looking very much forward to the new products. I can't wait to see everyone in a couple of weeks. And I can't wait to see everybody's results as you start seeing some testimonials coming in. I'm really looking forward to it, because I know that with those of us that are in this company right now, we're going up and we're going to the top and we're going to be there fast.